Alright, students, Mr. Casey here. We got a little remodeling project that we're going to do today. Achilles, say hi. Yep, he's going to be helping me. Alright, so here's what we got. We got the accent wall here with this, like, I don't know, weird orange. So we're going to get rid of that orange. And I'll show you what we're going to do. You can do like a little faux brick wall. Should be fun. Off to Home Depot. Here I go. Alright, so we got a sheet. Achilles stepped on it. So I gotta wipe all that off. And I got two more over there. So we got 3 sheets, a little bit of poly to cover it. It's like a clear coat over it so everything will stay together. And here I go. I'm going to start making some cuts and see how it looks. Okay, so it's up on the wall. I'm going to show you what I've been using to like tack it in, but the cuts look pretty good, right? Flush to the wall, and I cut it at an angle using a chalk line. So here it is. So this is the gun. Okay, it's a little brad nailer. So basically, put these in here. By the way, I know you're supposed to do this at the beginning of the video, but you know, I'm just a dumb teacher. What do I know about home improvement, right? So watch what I'm doing, but don't do what I'm doing, I guess. Okay, here we go. So, man, this is gonna be tough. So, just trying to get it in all places, because it's pretty darn difficult to guess exactly the studs. I mean, I don't know. I think it's going to be fine. No one's going to be jumping on it. You get the idea. Top's good. I put in like a bunch more. I just kind of wanted to give you guys a sense of, you know, what I'm doing here. I hope you were seeing that. Okay, real quick. There's no camera guy, so if this is terrible, blame the camera guy. He didn't show up on time. Yeah, I think that's, we're going to call that good. So, got the next section here. Let me put this down. I'm just covering over this chalkboard wall. It'll be kind of like a little time capsule. So, the basic idea here is that the next line's going to go up to, I think it's like 90.5 or something on the top left there. Yeah, so that's like 90.5 to that. And then we're going to go all the way across until we get to 8 feet, because that's what the sections come in. And I think the next section's going to go, it won't be as high, it won't go all the way up. And then I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to go to the next side, and I'm going to do this next section, 8 feet to 8 feet. And then I'll have basically like a little triangle at the top, and I'll show you guys. And I'll just have to like do it in sections and kind of hope, I guess, more than anything. One thing I noticed was that this wire here, I had to cap it off because it was just open. So I guess it's really cool that I did this project because I had like an open wire there. That's on my internet stuff. It'll look better sometime. So, all right, next section. See you guys soon. Okay, real quick, I thought it would be cool to show you the plans as well, just so you can see kind of what I'm going to do. So we already got it's a little windy. We got the first board. So now we're going to do the second board, 90 and 5/8 to 98. Or 96, I'm sorry. I can't go to 98 because the sheets are only 96. That's as big as they go. And then we're going to do the next one, 96 to 96. And we're going to end up having that little triangle that I spoke of just a couple of seconds ago, probably, as you're watching the video. So, here's what I got. 90 and 5/8. Boom. 90 and 5/8. It's somewhere there. It's marked off. It's right at the top of that brick. Right there, yeah. So, and then I'm just gonna go right over to the top, and I'll show you how this works. I don't know if you guys have ever used a chalk line before. Oh. Okay. So we're gonna mark this down. Here's the idea. Again, gotta get a camera going. Okay. So this is how I did the other side. So you see that? Okay. So that's at the 90 and 5/8, and then that goes to what is 96. It's an 8-foot tall section, so 8 feet 96 inches. I don't teach math, but all right. And then what I do is I take this, and I'm going to. Sorry, it's so messy here. Bang. Okay. I'm gonna roll up the chalk line. Do you see that line? Can you see it? It's like a little orange line. Yeah. And then I'm gonna take this little saw here. It's really loud, so I probably won't play that part, but and I also need like 2 hands. So anywho, and I'm going to cut that. And that's gonna kind of mimic the slant in the house. So pretty cool stuff. All right, I'll come back in a little bit. I think I have to make a cut for an outlet on this one, which is never fun. Okay, see you in a minute. Okay, it's coming along. So there's like a little bit of a gap between the seam here. I mean, you can see it now, right? Yeah, the orange behind it. But I'm gonna fill that in because we're gonna end up doing what's called a German schmear over this. So it's okay, it's fine. They're lined up, like they look like they're the same brick pretty much. So that's good, or about as good as a teacher can get it. So now we got the other side here. I'm gonna try to just slide it through without having to take off those really cool shelves. So, and like I talked about, there's gonna be that gap, that triangle gap. I've put trim up there just to see how much it would hide, and it looks like it's gonna hide quite a bit. So we'll see just how big I'm gonna need to make that triangle. I'm almost thinking it's only gonna be like right there, probably. It's gonna be like another strip, and that'll be okay. That's cap, so we're gonna cover that. So this is actually easier, should be less cuts. And I just put on the plate covers just to kind of see, and they're pretty good. And I'm gonna paint this wall white, by the way. I know you were desperately looking for me to tell you that. Anywho, let's go get the other piece. I'll take you through actually. So it's over in the truck. This is my helper. He doesn't like the camera. All right, and so I'm gonna get that other piece. I'm gonna put it here on my stand here, and then we're gonna cut it to, what did we say? Well, we're gonna go 30 3/8, and we're gonna keep the height. So the 8 feet, because it's big enough that we can do that. So we just need to cut it horizontally to 30 3/8. So that should be fun. That's gonna be a long cut. Alrighty, see you in a little bit, guys. Okay, so I'm gonna actually video the cutting portion just so you can see what it's like. It's super loud, so if you want to fast forward, I don't blame you. But here we go. Oh, and you should wear ear protection and eye protection and all that fun stuff, right? closer. Let's go to the other side. Get some pressure. Kind of like pinching a little, that's why. Pretty close. Ah, it doesn't have to be perfect. Oh. As my uncle always said, oh, look great from my house. Probably doesn't work that great here. All right. Leaves all this like residue stuff that I'm gonna clean up. But yeah, that's what you do. You cut it. You could do it with a table saw if you had another person. I have one, but it's kind of hard with that huge piece, and I don't want it to break. So, because it's like $35 or whatever. All right, I'm gonna put it up and see how it looks. Okay, so it's done. Almost done. So we still got that triangle that I talked about that we gotta figure that out. Because the part there, like in the middle section, is fine. Trim will hide that, but that ain't no trim gonna hide that, son. So one thing I did, just so you can kind of see this little book here. Don't mind the contents. Oh, okay. So that book held up the bottom, you see, so that it would line up, because you want the bricks to line up. And like I said, there's like a little gap, of course, but that's okay, because we're gonna do that thing that I was talking about, and like kind of make it like whitewash over it or whatever, almost, with compound. I'll show you what that looks like in just a little bit. But I'm happy with the way it looks so far. I'm gonna go cut a piece for that top and get it close, and then we'll be ready for the fun part. Okay, talk to you soon. Okay, real quick, so looks like the triangle's in, and I'm gonna leave that little sliver because trim's gonna hide it, so like, why bother, right? But the rest of it looks really cool, and I'm just gonna nail that in, and then we're ready. Okay, so I'm gonna show you like the basics of this here, the technique. So this is what I got going on so far. Is that doing a good job? Kinda. All right. So yeah, we'll just hold it back a little bit so you can see. So that's what I'm going for, and I'm just gonna kind of keep working it so that it's different levels. I don't want it to all be like super white. I don't want it to all be red, you know, so I want to kind of get some balance. So I'm going to keep working this way, but basics, so you see what I'm doing. So that's a hawk, all right, this thing here. It's got all the mud on there. And this is just joint compound. It's like what, you know, you put on walls. And so anyway, you take this hawk and you got your scraper here. And again, the idea, it's hard to do this with a phone in the hand, guys, but put it on and just work it off. And you do different amounts depending on, and I hope this is catching it, on what you want. Okay, so I'm going to keep going with this, and then I'll kind of show you guys what I got going on, all right? But yeah, this is called a German schmear. All right, probably another half hour or so, and I'll have this whole wall done. That's ambitious. Let's try. Here we go. Okay, so it's done. Here we go. Okay, we're going to start over there. Sorry, it's a little messy in here, but I think it came out pretty cool. So, because it's compound, right, it's going to dry, and it's going to dry hard, but it's still, like, if you get it wet, it could chip off, or just come off really when it gets wet. So what I'm going to do is we'll get the new background. How about that? What we're going to do is we're going to take, it's not poly, but it's basically like a sheen that's going to go over it. They call it polyacrylic. Anywho, it's a little expensive bugger. It's like 20 bucks. And I'm going to roll that over on top of this. And what it's going to do is it's going to create like a little protective layer so that nothing gets messed up on the wall itself. Not that, you know, it's really going to happen, but it's a good little final step to sort of seal everything together. So I'm going to do that, but I think I have to wait like 24 hours just for this to like really set up. So I got some running around to do tomorrow, and then when I come home, I'll come in and I'll seal this thing, and then I'll put the outlet covers on there and be done. I still got to paint this little thing there, that little orange mess. I'll do that really quick because that's super easy. Only have to cut in both sides, but that'll be quick. So thanks for coming along with me on this this journey, and hope you learned something today. I know I did. Just playing around with some of those cuts and fun stuff. And this project, oh, by the way, the project cost me, so I had 2 gift cards from Christmas. Thank you to my Uncle John and my parents. That was really nice. So I used that on this. So that was 100 bucks. I had another $50 gift card to buy the compound, and what else did I buy with that? A couple other little things. So that's 150. So yeah, it didn't really cost me anything, which is like super cool. So thank you to my loving family. And one more time, thanks for watching. Mr. Casey out.